important to me with a drummer, more than technical ability, is feel. And obviously you want somebody who has both. Chad definitely has both. But the thing for me is the drummer and the bass player should work together really, really well. And in the kind of music that I write, if it doesn't swing, it can get pretty damn dull. And the thing that I love the most, I think, about Chad's playing is that it gives the rhythm section a groove that a lot of people who make roots-based music don't necessarily have. And I think Chad and Jimbo, our bass player, growing up in the same place and knowing a lot of the same kinds of music and learning on a lot of the same kind of music. And then Chad going to Memphis and playing, really groovy stuff for a long time with his brother and with a bunch of other people out there. It just informed the way he plays a rock and roll song. A lot in the way that, like, Charlie Watts was a jazz drummer and came into the Rolling Stones. If they had a straight ahead rock and roll drummer behind them, it just wouldn't swing the same way. So I think that works really well for us.
As far as what it looks like for getting back to work on any kind of regular basis, is we're looking at mid to late summer, and it couldn't get here soon enough for sure.
I think both of us tried to work as much as we could and stay busy, and I'm probably a better musician than I was when we went into quarantine.
I'll agree with that. It got me into, like, if on a normal year, I'll sit down at home and play. Not very much. I won't do it very much. But this past year has forced me into some honest rehearsal time and also going back just to, like, when I was a kid, and putting headphones on and just playing along, sweating it out. And but also got into and dabbled in some home recording and being able to email stuff back and forth with some other musicians. And I figured sinking some money into some recording equipment would be the surefire way for us to get back out on the road.
As soon as you buy recording gear, fire it back up. I've never been more grateful to be a musician in my life. I know that, and I've been pretty damn grateful for it for a long time. Mm-hmm. But this past year, it kept my mind right, and gave me something to do that was constructive, and something where I could actually feel like I was still progressing in my own work, even though I wasn't able to do it in a normal way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You had to get out of autopilot, and like I, mentioned earlier, my only outlet for playing was going to be me going down and practicing and putting the headphones on. So, I don't know that I was surprised by that. I don't know what else I would have done, though, also.
Yeah, it also, for me, it increased my patience as a collaborator, just from something as simple as trying to write a song with somebody over FaceTime or Zoom.
You normally don't do that.
I don't do that, and I've done it a few times in this. I never would have done it before. I rarely do it sitting in a room with somebody. Yeah. But there are a lot of songwriters who, even before the pandemic, were FaceTiming each other and sending songs back and forth. And so it took me, there's a learning curve for me to get into that, but I did wind up enjoying it. And it's just a matter of increasing my capacity for hearing somebody else's ideas, which I guess in collaboration is about the best thing that you can do to improve that. But it also, the more that we did a few things where we would record and send to each member of the band. I would send it to Chad, he would send it to Jimbo, and he would send it to Derry, and we would add on for late night shows and stuff. And that really showed me, I think, it sort of resituated my priorities for a live recorded performance in a way that I had to think, what are they going to hear? And what's going to be important to the people who are watching this? One thing's going to be important, that it seems like we're all playing off of each other. And I think finding a way to appear collaborative, because he was playing to a track that I'd already cut, which is the reverse of what we would do in the studio. I would go first and then drums would get added later. Normally we would get drums in the studio first and then I would go do my stuff later on. But it was it showed you how important it is to appear as though you're all performing together and on the same page. And it was weird because a lot of people thought that somehow we had done that.
Yeah.
Like most people who saw it were like, where did you guys find the technology to perform at the same time from 5 different locations? And we didn't. We just sent it around to each other, and we counted, and we listened to each other in a way that we hadn't necessarily listened to each other when we were playing together live. So that was really cool.
And there was no click or anything like that. We were just
winging it.
Winging it. For this particular situation and collaboration, of course, that's been going on for a while now, but I like the darker cymbals, especially the K series. They have punctuation, but they don't really get in the way of things, and that's kind of what I look for, and I think what complements our group.
Oh yeah, I'm really happy about the signature Telecaster that Fender's doing. I think it's, for the price, I think it's the best thing you'll find, really. I mean, $1,500, less than $1,500, and the sonic range, the guitar can play any type of music, it stays in tune, it plays easily, and it looks good. And that's hard to beat for that price. So I'm very excited about it. I think people are gonna like it.